Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy Platt. And today I'm drinking a beer from Mother Earth Brewing. But there's a little catch. Come to find out there's actually two Mother Earth Brewings. There's Mother Earth Brewing in North Carolina. And come to find out there's a Mother Earth Brewing based in San Diego, California. And this beer is from the one in California, established in 2008 in San Diego. This particular beer is called California Creamin. It's a vanilla cream ale. Now don't let the name cream ale throw you off. It doesn't have any cream. There's no lactose in it, what have you. The term cream ale, you might have also heard it referred to as a California Common, is kind of a hybrid beer, kind of a cross between ales and lagers. They use ale yeast, but they ferment at lager temperatures, and you kind of have a hybrid beer. Most of the time, too, they'll add adjuncts like corn or rice, and then it kind of bumps up the ABV just a hair. You might have seen some malt liquors before that refer to itself as a cream ale. This particular one is a vanilla cream ale. They had just a hint of vanilla to it. And the numbers on it, 5.2 ABV and 21 IBU, so there's not a lot of hoppiness to it. So let's give this one a try. Alright, it's a nice golden beer. Hair darker, a little more color than your generic Bud Light, Coors Light, what have you. Got a nice half-inch head. Let's give her a sniff. Yeah, it definitely has a smell similar to your classic like malt liquors. You remember we made malt liquor before. A nose very similar. I'm not picking up much of the vanilla on the nose. Not much hop presence either. You just get a lot of the malt. Let's give this one a try. Actually real nice. Plenty of carbonation. A nice kind of lighter but more medium light body. A nice drinker. The vanilla in there is real subtle, but it adds a little twist to this style of beer. Yeah, nice beer for kind of lazy late spring, summer type afternoon. You just get very hint of the hop bitterness on the finish, but not this. Like I said, 21 IBUs is not a bitter beer at all. But this is a nice drinker. If you're looking at this for the vanilla, or if the vanilla caught you, you're going to be kind of disappointed. Not a lot of vanilla in there, but again, very drinkable. Kind of, I could picture this being drank on the beach at San Diego. So, quick review on the nose. You pick up, like I said, the malt. Not a lot of vanilla on there. The first sip, you'll get a hint of the vanilla, but you get mainly the malt, little sweetness on the tip of your tongue. The finish, you'll pick up some of the hops, but in no way is this a bitter beer. Overall, though, that would be like I said, a nice beachside sipper. Well, today what I want to talk to you about is a pleasure I've had working out here in Vegas. I've had the opportunity to work with several old-time bartenders. A gentleman at my work just recently retired after 45 years working out here. Started at Caesars in 1970. I can only imagine what it was like back then. The mob was still running the town. I bet it was great. But more importantly, I got to learn a lot from that gentleman. And we had another gentleman I used to work with that worked 50 years in bartending. I actually started bartending around the time of the Kennedy assassination, if you can imagine that. And I just want to express, thanks to a lot of those bartenders that came before me, or the older guys. those two gentlemen in particular, I learned a lot about professionalism. I never saw those guys come in with a bad day. They never, brought their outside problems to work. There was a lot of yes sirs and no sirs and yes ma'am and no ma'am, politeness, all the time. They're absolute professionals. More importantly, they were more than just the modern mixologists that might know a lot about beverages or what have you, cocktails or whatever, but these gentlemen knew a lot about the properties they worked at, could tell you what time a show was, recommend a restaurant, and more importantly, they knew a lot, about the world. Before smartphones and Googles, a lot of times, and I remember this when I first started bartending, as bartenders were the arbitrator of a lot of arguments. Hey, do you remember who was this guy in this movie? Or, hey, who was the first draft pick of, the Cowboys in 19 blah, 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 whatever. And there's always the bartenders that usually answer him because the professional bartender knew to keep on top of what's going on in the world. So I just advise you, if you live in a town that still has some old school bartenders and old school bars, so billy out, get to asking them about stories. Hey, trust me, you've been in this business as long as I have, and I've only been doing this 20-something years. Those old timers have some great stories. So just go have a drink, have a classic cocktail, and talk to the old guys. Learn a lot about it. If you're new to bartending, please pick those guys' brains. There's a lot. The further I'm in the business, the more I realize there's more I still have to learn, even, like I said, doing it for 20 plus years. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe down below. As always, feel free to share the videos with your friends, and always feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.